Hi, this is David with DK Cattle Company. Today I want to make a quick video on how I doctor my cows with no infrastructure, no chutes, no crushers, nothing like that. So let's get into it. All right, so first what I have set up is just a half a pop can that's obviously cleaned out, but that's full of the ivermectin that we're going to give them today. And then my syringe of 25 mLs of ivermectin sitting there. You need 1 ml for 22 pounds of live weight. It's better to go over than under. So what I'm going to do is for my lighter cows, basically all of them except Ellie and Gertie, I'm going to give 25 mLs to, which is more than enough. And then the other two, I'm going to do 25 mLs and I'm going to give them another 10 just to make sure. Ivermectin is one of those medications that it's really hard to overdose them, and you don't want to underdose them. So it's always better to give them more than less. But we have this stage right now because when I bring the grain over, they're going to all run over here and it's going to be a little chaotic because they haven't had grain in months now. So I want to get everything set up so when they do come over, I can hit the more skittish cows first and then move on to the easier animals, my more docile ones. So they're all over there, and first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring over the container that I'm going to put the grain in, and just that alone is going to get them over here. Because like I said, I haven't given them grain in several months now, so they're going to be pretty excited once they start grabbing stuff. So watch, they're all over there. As soon as they start grabbing stuff, they're going to come running over here. So let's set up the camera on this fence post here, and then you guys will be able to see sort of how everything plays out. Come here. You just threw that on the ground. Look at them come right into the trap. Not really. Ivermectin is it's just a pour-on medication. It doesn't hurt them or anything, so they don't really care. But all right, we're gonna go get the grain now. But got an empty bucket for now. They're ready to go. All right, we got the grain. Here we go. Excuse me, cows. See, notice if you guys have watched any of my other videos, Mac kind of keeps a distance from me. These are the situations that he'll come right up, and you got to kind of push him around and look at. I see Mac let me touch them. They love grain. I only use grain as a socialization tool for them and for stuff like this, but because they get it so irregularly, I mean, they just love, they just get real excited for it. So there we go. So I got Clara. Clara's my worst one. She's probably the least social. Mac will let me do stuff. He's just a brat about it. And this is why I say it's important to have socialized cows, because I'm able to doctor them with no infrastructure whatsoever. I don't need nothing. Mac's gonna be a brat. I got him. See how he's just kind of ornery, and I'm filling up the ivermectin outside the gate. I'm just loose latching it. I mean, they're not going to get out because they're focused on this. We've got Claire and Mac so far, so now this is when you have to start paying attention to make sure you're not double dipping. Again, we're just doing 25 mLs an animal. I'm just drawing it out of that pop can. So we got Pippa, Clara, and Max so far. There's Rocky, who really needs it. And this ivermectin is going to kill any mites or winter lice that they have, which that's what I really have bad right now, is lice and winter mites, which they die anyway in the spring. but this is also going to worm them too. So going into spring with no worm load is really good. So it kind of is, ivermectin's a good catch-all. It just kind of gets everything. I haven't given them anything ever except right now. This is the first thing I've ever given them, medication-wise. All right, so we did Pippa, Clara, and Rocky. That's Clara right there. Where's Winnie's right there? That's what I want to do next. And we've done Matt too. So what I'm doing is I'm starting on the neck and I'm going down the body and just releasing it as I go. That's what you want, kind of an even pour from the neck down the rump. All right, this is my last 25. So we've gotten Rocky, Clara, Winnie, Mac, and Pippa so far. And those are all of our hard ones right there, just that easy. So we're gonna do Gertie, and it looks like I'm gonna need another dose. Look how crazy they are for that grain. I mean, it's just, when you don't give it to them a lot and it's a real treat for them, you can really get a cow. There's nothing more food motivated than a cow. You can get them to do anything for grain if you give it to them very irregularly like I do. And that's what, again, having cows that you can work with saves you money. A good shoot right now, just a head shoot, is like $1,000, and a good crush is like $2,500. So you'll notice on, I don't know, June has real bad lice around her eye. They'll get like, it'll look like they have sunglasses on, like a rim around their eye. June has it pretty bad, so we'll get her next. Come here, June, get in there so I can get you. June's one of our friendliest cows, and for her age, she's extremely friendly. And then the only ones left are the bigger girls. I've gotten all of them. Yeah, I got Rocky, I got Winnie. Yeah, so I got all of them. So the only one I got to get now is Ellie and Mabel. And like I said, you're only doing 1 ml for every 22 pounds. So on a 25 ml dose, it's like enough for like 500 and something pounds. That's why for Ellie and for Mabel, we're gonna give them a little bit more because they're probably at that 500 pound range. I might have to get them some more grain. We'll see. I just have to get Ellie, but like I said, we're gonna do an extra 10 for both Ellie and Mabel. You don't have to put it on perfect like I'm doing. A lot of people just pour it on from like a distance, or they'll shoot it at them or whatever. Yeah. Come here. See, Ellie thinks I'm doing something. It's weird that they were all sensitive. It doesn't hurt you. These cows, they just act like I'm trying to kill them or something all the time. I didn't really get a good shot at Ellie there, so I'll probably hit her with another 15, and then I just gave Mabel 5 that was left on Ellie, so I'll just do that right now. There we go. Got her. again, that's a good example. If you have like wilier cows, you can shoot them from a distance. I'm trying to get a perfect line, especially on the younger ones, because they are the ones with the worm loads and stuff. I'm not really worried about Mabel or Ellie or Gertie, which are ironically our more friendly cows. But girls like June, Clara, Rocky, I can tell has a worm load to him just because you can't tell in the videos. But when I feel on him, he's a little bonier than he should be for the amount of feed that he's getting. So so he's got some worms that we want to work out. And then they all have winter lice to a degree, which, like I said, will go away by itself no matter what. But when I'm shooting these videos, I want to have nice, beautiful looking cows, and they'll look a lot better once the worms are gone. I mean, once the lice are gone. Even you can see on Mac there, his eye, that's all lice. You can just, winter lice again isn't that big of a deal, but it's an annoyance for them. If they had big patches of hair missing, it would be more concerning, but that is not the case. Come here, Allie. Come here, honey. All right. Looks like I'm gonna have to get him more grain to get Ellie to come in. All right, we got a little bit more grain. I just want to hit Ellie with that 10 more. Okay, see? Back up, get out of the way. See, she came right in for that, and then we'll get on. There we go. See, that was perfect. And that's all you need. You just got to get it on them. Really what you want to try to do is get a good even pour down their back. And then you want to overdose them more than underdose them. The worst thing you can do is underdose them, because it won't treat them, and then their body can they can develop a resistance to it. So you're just developing a resistance to the medication without actually treating them. And so that's like the worst thing you can do is underdose them. It's better to overdose them. You don't want to overdose the crap out of them, but like I said, you really can't overdose them. So keep that in mind. You're really just wasting product at that point. But the stuff's pretty cheap, especially in bulk quantities. So that's how I treat my cows, how I doctor them with no infrastructure or nothing, nobody helping me. It was just by myself. Took me however many minutes the video is, and they're all treated, ready to go into spring with no worms, no lice, and ready to get on some fresh pasture. We're actually going to graze them on this pasture first thing in the spring. So what we're going to do is we're going to move them off of here down the way onto pasture 3, and then we're going to let this grow up pretty into May, and then we're going to move them back over here. So we're going to be moving them pretty soon, probably in the next day or two. I'll make a video of that too, how I move them, but it's going to be very similar, just using grain to get them going. If you use grain as a tool, it can be really helpful. I mean, this situation is a good example. Claire would never let me touch her in the field, and she'll let me do this all day long. So grain is good for that kind of stuff, and you'll see when we move them, I mean, they'll be practically running me over, quite literally, trying to get the grain from me when we move down the way to pasture 3 over there. So that's what we're doing, and you know, this is the first more vloggy style video. So let me know what you think of the video. If you have any questions, please leave it down below in the comments, and if you like the video, please like it and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Have a good one. Bye.